Hi guys, Joe here and welcome to our Euro 2016 Group E preview. We're going to be looking at the key matchups, the key players and the predictions we've got. I'm joined by Patrick van Straten. Pato, who are we starting with?
We have to start with the Belgians. They're a really strong side going into this tournament. As recently as 2009, they were ranked 66th in the world. But since then, they've reached the top of FIFA's world rankings. And going into this tournament, they're the highest ranked European nation at second behind Argentina. Now, manager Mark Wilmots has faced some criticism for his slightly unimaginative tactics and for his insistence on playing Alderweireld and Vertonghen as fullbacks despite their brilliant centre-back partnership for Spurs this season. But, Joe, who is going to be the star?
It's very hard to pick a star out of the Belgian team. Obviously, they've got such an abundance of talent, but I'm going to have to put my hat on Kevin De Bruyne. 16 goals and 14 assists in 41 games in his debut season for Manchester City this year under Manuel Pellegrini. He's been fantastic. He'll be looking to impress even more to show Pep Guardiola what he's made of. Of course, Eden Hazard as well started firing towards the end of the season. First half of the season, forgettable, but second half of the season he was fantastic towards the end of it. Be very interesting to see whether he can turn it on for Belgium. Pato, where are they going to do? How are they going to finish?
Well, it's hard to see them not finishing top of this group. There's just too much brilliance in that squad. Unfortunately, as the tournament goes on, it looks like they might face Germany in the quarterfinals, so we don't know if they'll make it any further than that. But Belgium, it could be a really exciting summer for you and the Red Devils. Next up, it's the team from the Emerald Isle. It's the Republic of Ireland. Joe, tell me about Martin O'Neill's side.
Well, historically, they've not been fantastic at European Championships, I think it's fair to say. In fact, they've never got out of a qualifying group and they've only ever had one win at a European Championship finals. That came against England all the way back in 1988. And in qualifying, they really struggled for goals too. Robbie Keane was their top scorer, the veteran, and he scored 5. And all 5 of those goals came against Minnows Gibraltar. But who else should we be on the lookout, Patrick, for?
Well, I think that James McCarthy could be an interesting prospect in the heart of this midfield. As we know, he's a tough tackler, but he's also got that extra bit of class on the ball which they'll need going forward. Their midfield lacks a little bit of creativity, and the link between McCarthy and Seamus Coleman, his Everton teammate, could be really interesting and really productive for Ireland if they want to make it out of the group stage. But do we see them doing that?
We kind of do. We see them finishing third and potentially being one of the best third place qualifiers. However, if they do that and they go through to the last 16, they're likely to face France or Spain. So I'm afraid, Republic of Ireland, you're not going to get further than the last 16 in this one. The next team we'll be looking at is Sweden. Patrick, tell me a little bit about them.
Well, in classic Swedish style, they're kind of a one-man team. Before it was Thomas Brolin, but now it's Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He scored 11 of their 19 goals in qualifying. That's not great. However, they did make the semis in 1992, so they have a little bit of form at the Euros. However, like I said, it's all about one man. Joe, tell me about it.
It is all about one man. Zlatan Ibrahimovic is likely to be his last ever international tournament with Sweden, and he has had an unbelievable season for PSG. 38 goals in the league, 50 goals overall. Absolutely stunning. Like you mentioned there, loads of goals in qualifying, including 3 in the playoffs against Denmark. What a player, but it's going to be a lot of pressure on him. If teams decide to mark him out the game, you might see Sweden really struggle. But Patrick, how are they going to do?
Well, I think that teams will try and mark him out of the game, and I think that Sweden, unfortunately, are going to finish bottom of this group. Maybe they can finish third if Zlatan turns on the Kung Fu style and starts kicking them in like Bruce Lee. But otherwise, Sweden, it's going to be a very short tournament for you. The final team in Group E is Italy, led by incoming Chelsea manager Antonio Conte. Joe, tell me about them.
Yeah, Antonio Conte has actually come under a little bit of criticism for his squad selection here. He's left out the likes of Andrea Pirlo, he's left out Sebastian Giovinco, Berardi, some of these players that have actually been performing okay domestically and have got a lot of experience. He's left on the bench in favour of the likes of Zaza, so he's come under a lot of criticism, Conte. However, historically, Italy are actually quite good at the Euros. They won it back in 1968 and they got to the final in 2000 and 2012. But Patrick, who should should we be on the lookout for?
Well, as you've mentioned, they do suffer in the striker position, the Azzurri. With Eder, Graziano Pelle and Ciro Immobile, I think there's going to be a lot of pressure on Lorenzo Insigne to be the difference. Now, the little nippy Napoli attacker has been great this season with 12 goals and 10 assists in Serie A, and he's going to need to be if the Azzurri want to make it out of this group and deep into the competition like the teams before them.
Well, we actually see them finishing second in the group. However, at the last 16 stage, they would likely play Cristiano Ronaldo's Portugal or David Alaba's Austria, two very strong teams. So if you get out of the group, Italy, be careful what you wish for.
So those were our predictions for Group E, but did we get them right, and who will be the key players? Let us know in the comments below.
And if you enjoyed this video, why don't you check out our other group previews? Group D is playing on screen right now, and as always guys, please do like and subscribe.
Catch you next time.